Hello, here is some feedback on the mask wearing tasks. So here was the small piece by Campbell. If mandatory masks should be free, Daniel Andrews has the audacity to tell me I must spend part of my meagre age pension on face masks of dubious benefit or face a $200 fine. Surely, given that the government has mandated masks, it should provide them. Wearing of masks should be optional. I will not be told by this government how I must spend my money. Stuart Campbell, Blackburn North. So here is a student sample response, a very good one. Blackburn North aged pensioner Stuart Campbell contends masks should be optional, and if they are mandated they should be provided by the government. This is basically what Stuart Campbell is arguing in this short piece. Now it's going to go into the analysis, it's going to look at what language is being used, how language is being used, and why it may position the reader to think, feel, or do something. So through the use of emotionally charged, negatively connoted language, such as meagre to describe his weekly age pension, audacity to refer to Daniel Andrews, and dubious to evaluate the effectiveness of masks, the author aims to generate support from the audience for his challenging position, especially his low income. So can you see there in that analysis, it's got right down to word level analysis. So sometimes in an analysis you need to look at the big picture and then you zoom right in at least once per body paragraph. Sometimes it might need more, could be twice, could be even more than that. You zoom right in on the individual words. How are some of these individual words working? Particularly emotive language. And if you were thinking when you were reading this particular piece, well, look at these words like audacity or meagre or dubious, and they are negatively connoted words, then you might say to yourself, the writer utilizes negatively connoted language, and then you think, now why? Why do they do this? Ask yourself, so what? So what is this for? So why are they using it? Why are they doing this? What do they want the reader to think, feel, or do? Next, Campbell uses logic. So, this was very emotionally charged language, and now he's going to try and use logic. Next, Campbell uses logic and an opposing standpoint by referring to the government as it. That if the government were to mandate masks, the people of Victoria shouldn't have to pay for them. Campbell concludes with a final defence of his human rights. So, this is an appeal. He's appealing to people's sense of justice. And you might say that Campbell appeals to the reader's sense of justice, where he stands up to the government and says, I will not be told. This strong appeal, yes, appeal to freedom of choice, it is definitely an appeal, may, and I like how it says may, because we don't know how a reader is going to react. We can't say it makes the reader do anything because we don't know the effect on the reader. May encourage people to come together and use their power to stand up for themselves. Another word that you could use instead of may might be coerce, position, impel, anything like that. They're quite strong verbs. Use their power to stand up for themselves against the weight of the government by either protesting or not wearing their mask. So there we have a very clear idea of how the reader what they might think, feel, or do. So a really valuable little exercise, hard to believe you can get this much analysis out of something like that, but it If you look really closely at how the language is working, it says it's saying a lot in those, how many sentences? 1, 2, 3 sentences.